Once upon a time, there was a love-struck man. Every day he would go to the local shrine to pray. And once he finished, he would climb up a tree to sneak a peek at the princess. He was in love with her, and his only wish in the world was to marry her. The man had heard rumors that if you pray at the shrine every day for a whole year, you would get a wish. As the man finished his 365th prayer, he felt the wind pick up and heard the leaves rustle behind him. A whirlwind filled the courtyard, and in a bright flash of light, the spirit of the shrine appeared. The man was surprised by the spirit's appearance, but managed to utter his wish. "Huh? Could you speak up?" the spirit responded. The man couldn't believe that a spirit had poor hearing, but quickly regained his composure. "I wish for the princess to love me," he shouted. Okay, no need to be so loud," the spirit replied. "These should do the trick," he said, and pulled out 2 fans, one gold and one silver. The spirit explained that the gold fan would make someone's nose longer, and the silver fan would make someone's nose shorter. The man wasn't sure how he could use these to win over the princess. But before he could ask a question, the spirit disappeared. The man couldn't believe what happened and was disappointed with his fans. But he decided to make the most of them, and began to think of a plan to win the princess's heart. A few weeks later, there was a town festival. The princess was in the crowd, enjoying herself. In the midst of the crowd, a masked stranger walked by the princess and waved a golden fan towards her nose. Suddenly, the princess's nose grew to a ridiculous length. She was horrified, and her father immediately sent for the best experts available to try and fix her nose. The first doctor simply tried to shrink the girl's nose down by force, but it didn't work and caused the princess much pain. The second tried acupuncture, but once again, the result was a long nose and a pained princess. The last doctor ran many tests, and after they had finished, concluded that nothing could be done. The family was heartbroken and desperate, so they sent out a notice for all to see, requesting help for their problem. The young man knew this was his time to win the heart of the princess. He showed up to the palace in a priest outfit and told the family that his nose-fixing ritual had strict requirements. He made everyone leave the room, so he was alone with the princess, and then blindfolded her. While reciting a complicated chant to resemble a real ritual, he waved the silver fan towards the princess's nose, and it returned to its normal size. The family was so grateful that they promised the man he could have anything he wanted. The man knew exactly what to ask for. Years later, the man was lazing around the palace, drinking sake and wasting his days away idly. He had married the princess, and now that his life goal was complete, he felt free to enjoy his life of luxury and didn't want to work. The man hadn't touched the magic fans since the day he fixed the princess's nose, but on this day, he was particularly bored, so he decided to play with them. He waved the gold fan towards his nose, and it grew. Then he used the silver fan to shrink it back down. "I wonder how long I can make my nose." He lay down on the ground and rapidly fanned his nose. It shot high into the sky. Unfortunately, his nose was headed straight towards a house of sky spirits, who were in the middle of dinner. His nose crashed through the floor and spread ash everywhere. In a rage, the spirits tied his nose to a hook and started pulling him up. The man was shocked and in pain, but he managed to hold on to the silver fan in hopes he could shrink his nose down and somehow escape. The man was pulled higher and higher into the sky, and unluckily went right by a storm cloud that shocked him with lightning. The man dropped the silver fan, and now knew that nothing could get him out of this situation. The man was taken up into the clouds, and never seen again.